of sexual misconduct against President Trump. Take a listen to Representative Lois Frankel, who's one of those lawmakers leading the call just moments ago.
The Me Too movement has arrived. Sexual abuse will not be tolerated, whether it's by a Hollywood producer, the chef of a restaurant, a member of Congress, or the President of the United States. No man or woman is above the law. Me Too is saying loud and clear that accusations of sexual abuse should be taken seriously. Victims must be heard, perpetrators must be held accountable, and all parties should have an opportunity for a fair resolution. We've joined in a letter to the Oversight and Government Reform Committee calling for a congressional investigation into the allegations of sexual misconduct by Donald J. Trump.
And joining me now is that Democratic Congresswoman from Florida, Representative Lois Frankel. Thanks for taking some time for us. You have had some men join on here, and you're now at over 100 Democrats who support the call for an investigation. Have you heard back from any Republicans?
Well, first of all, Erica, thanks for having me on with you today. No, we haven't heard back, but we're hopeful that they will, when they get our letter, they will respond favorably.
There have been questions, and I know you're hearing them, about whether this is a realistic effort on your part or a political move. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think if we thought it was just political, we probably would have done this about a year ago after the president was elected. But we thought the timing was right now. During the election, there were so many issues that were litigated, and I think these allegations of sexual abuse sort of came in 10th or 11th to all those issues. But this Me Too movement has brought a new awareness to this country. We saw it, whether it was Harvey Weinstein or Matt Lauer, people who you would never think would be fired from their jobs. And listen, this is happening all across the country, whether it's a maid in a hotel room or a secretary in a law office. Victims are coming forward. They deserve to be heard. And really, we want a fair process. And in terms of the president, there's been more than 17 women have come forward with accusations of sexual abuse on the part of the president, groping, forced kissing, all unconsensual, in an airplane, in an office, and so forth. And Americans want the truth, and we believe that the Government Oversight Committee is the right place. It has a jurisdiction to have a fair hearing, because, listen, although Me Too has taught us that most of these women are to be believed, we want to have a process where the president can respond, not through a tweet and not through his press secretary, but under questioning of congresspeople.
In terms of those responses, the president and his press secretary, of course, both responding. The president this morning saying in a tweet that he either doesn't know and or has never met any of these women. And yesterday, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the press secretary at the White House, saying that the allegations happened before the president was elected. Does the timing matter?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, the president, I think, and I think most Americans agree, he should be a role model for the country, and no man or woman is above the law. The Oversight Committee has the jurisdiction to investigate, and the people want the truth, and we hope they'll get to it.
As we look at this, there are also 4 of your colleagues over in the Senate, Democrats, who are actually calling for the president to resign. Do you agree with that call?
Well, let's put it this way. Do I object to the president resigning? No, I would not. I think there are a lot of reasons that Mr. Trump should not be president. But this is not what our letter is about, and we don't expect he's going to readily resign. But we think when we get to the truth, when these women are allowed to be heard, and he's allowed to respond, and they're both in the same forum, and we can get to the facts, we'll see what happens after that.
And of course, we're dealing with a Republican-controlled government at this point. How confident are you that this investigation will happen?
Well, I don't know whether this investigation, I think we have to give it a try. Sexual abuse does not know any party. We've seen that. I say Republicans and Democrats, independents and non-affiliates are all equal opportunity offenders when it comes to sexual harassment and abuse. But I think we should, out of respect for our institution, we have sent a letter to the Oversight Committee, which we think is the right vehicle. If they decline to go forward, we'll look for other vehicles.
We will continue to follow that process.